I just want to do a little chat today about the dreaded prong collar and the e-collar. I got some hate recently. I get it all the time actually for using these tools. These tools are super misunderstood in the community. I have clients who are bashed by their vets for using them. Family members judge, neighbors, friends judge the tools because they don't understand them. And so I'm just going to take it upon myself on the regular to talk about these tools because they change people's lives. They actually bring peace of mind and clarity to both dogs and humans. And so today someone accused me of using the tools and inflicting pain on animals and on dogs, and that just couldn't be further from the truth. There's no pain used. These are educational tools, okay? They're used to communicate with dogs. And dogs truly understand the communication of the e-collar. It makes things super, super fast in their mind. It cuts through all the static in their head, right? And it helps them to understand their vocabulary very, very quickly. Hey, Megan. And so this is like one of the most liberating tools you're ever going to put on your dog, and it has nothing to do with shocking or harming them. This is not a shock collar. This is a TENS unit on a collar. TENS unit, if you've ever been to a physical therapist or a chiropractor, they put the electrodes on you, they dial up that tingle feeling until you feel it. It stimulates the muscle. It's the exact same technology, right? So that's what this is. This is not a shock collar, okay? And by the way, it has 100 levels. And so out of 100 levels, I'm usually teaching dogs between the levels of 2 and 6. Humans can't even feel that level. So it's not a shock collar. Did I repeat myself? I did it for emphasis. The prong collar, it looks really, really like kind of like a torture device. It's not. I had a client recently who was against the tools, recently decided, hey, I'll train with the prong collar. She put it on her wrist. She was like, oh yeah, I see where this isn't hurting the dog at all. Like these prongs are rounded. It doesn't break the skin or anything. And she pointed out, she's like, plus I don't have fur as a barrier. Exactly, because this is nothing more than a steering wheel to guide your dog to where you want them. So it's not used to pop the heck out of them, break their skin, make them bleed. Do accidents happen with prong collars? Of course they do. But we're teaching like using gentle pressure, right? Gentle pressure on, off. We're teaching the dog how to walk nicely by our side, to stop jumping with this tool. Yes, you can correct with this tool, but you can also teach with it and educate with it with 2 fingers on the leash where you're not like actually hurting the dog. So I've decided that whenever I get hate mail or hate comments or even hate reviews, and I've gotten 1-star reviews from people in the Netherlands who are totally against the tools. They don't even know me, didn't even look at my body of work or see how I train, but they accuse me of abusing animals with these tools. And so they gave me 1-star reviews, and I've had a few of those. So instead of like blocking those people and deleting those comments, I decided that I will, going forward, just magnify these tools as much as possible, especially when someone bashes them, because they help people all the time. Like, it's not just my clients that I help with the tools, but all of the trainers that I know, and the thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people across the country who struggle with their dogs, whose dogs bite other dogs, and people who jump on kids and adults, knocking them over, who are returned to shelters for jumping on dogs, and who are euthanized for doing that. Those are, hey Arthur, let me see if I got like, oh shoot, I don't know, hey Arthur, now I can see your comment. My comments are like Facebook, I don't know, sometimes I don't understand it, but anyway, now I can see your comments. So how you doing, Arthur? But yeah, I'm on a little bit of a little bit of a rant today because I do feel super strong about these tools. These tools kept my dogs from running away from me. The e-collar is the best and only way that I know how to guarantee that your dog will come back to you every time. And by the way, when I train dogs to recall, I'm training them at level 2 or 4 out of 100. And so if you can train a dog off of chasing a deer, a rabbit, or squirrel, or running into the street using a level 2, 4, or 6 out of 100, why would you not use the tool? It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me to bash someone who's trying to help dogs and people. And I see people succeed so much of the time because they open their mind to the tools and they weren't afraid to try new things, and they are living an all-inclusive life with their dog. I mean, a dog they wouldn't be able to walk in public, they can now take to the local cafe, or better yet, to the airport on an airplane to go somewhere. Living an all-inclusive life. I mean, I think that's why we all have dogs. We want to live a life with our dogs and have them with us, but not if they're acting foolish and making us look silly. We don't want that. So the tools are one piece of the puzzle. There's so much more that goes into being a well-trained dog, but these are two of the fastest ways that you can get your dog trained up in no time to walk nicely on leash in a day or two. You've got it made with this. With the prong collar, you change your life from being dragged down. I know a pregnant woman who was dragged down, on the ground by her dog. Okay, so introduction to the prong collar, dog walks nicely by her side now. Okay, so there are success stories like that all of the time. This is what saved my dog Phoenix from running away from me into the street all the time. And now I have 100% guarantee that every time I take them off leash somewhere, even off a rabbit or a squirrel, and usually, guess what? I don't even usually have to use the e-collar. I just use the command. This is the seat belt. It's the guarantee that, hey, if it doesn't work out where she doesn't come to me, I can just hit the button at a level that makes her turn back around to me. And by the way, that's not level 100, people. It's maybe 10 or 12, okay? So out of 100. So just emphasis on that, because the tools are just misunderstood. And I can no longer let people, I know clients of my very own will not put the tools on to take their dog to the vet for fear of being judged, or they've been judged by their vet, so they take the tools off and they're like, well, I just won't take my dog to the vet with the tools on. No, I'm here to encourage you. You put those tools on, you stand by the training that has worked so well for you and the tools that have helped you get so far, and you start advocating for other dogs and broadcasting how great the tools are, because you might help and influence someone else to use those tools. And guess what? My dogs are better on the tools. I have fired a vet for being judgmental with me about the tools. And I've had vet techs be judgmental with me about the tools. And so I decided I would educate them going forward and call them out for judging me, because I think it's time to have an open discussion. It's not about I'm not about being in someone's face about it or being rude, but I do, if someone is going to make a face at me or look at the tools and make a judgment on me, I'm going to ask them about that and try to have an open dialogue to see how what's going on that they don't understand, or why they feel it's their place to judge me for something that works with my dogs. And I'm a dog trainer, so yeah, I'm using the tools, and there are many methods I can use, but the tools just work. So that's my little spiel for today. If you're on the tools, don't be ashamed of them. Broadcast them, wear them loud and proud, put them on your dog and go in public, and you stand proud and advocate and broadcast how great they are so that others can be influenced by you. We need people to support these tools because they are amazing, and they help our dogs to really be, much more in our lives than staying at home in a crate when they could be at the cafe with us. All right, guys. Hey, have a great day, Arthur. I hope you guys, I'm not sure who else is on, but thanks for tuning in. See you, Megan. Have a good one, guys.